the show with a jeweler's eye. You wouldn't even know. I'm just saying, I have a small dick.
Wow. And welcome to those of you watching on the YouTube to the Small Dick Confessional Club.
But that's next week's topic.
Right.
We just want to welcome all the kids.
Right. You're watching the open mic comedy show. We've foregone the normal opening of the show because everybody was so sassy and brassy during our Make Gladys Laugh. So welcome to the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event center. It is Monday, August 23rd. It's my sister's birthday, Mike. She was... Hey. Thank you, everybody, for cheering for her. She was in a tough mood. They kicked out 3 people from her sewing club for sharing needles. So, and I love my sister, but she could use some healing thoughts and good energy. Now, speaking of healing thoughts and good energy, everybody, I think he's done that before. Would you please welcome our host of the Open Mic Comedy Show, Mike Langworthy.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you very much. I was just looking on my phone because you jot down ideas sometimes and you put them in notes.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to do like straight stand-up, but I'm going to run these by you as a group. Just to show you what's going up. Here's the thing.
I got to tell you, in 30 years, I've never done straight stand-up in my life.
Hey. You've never done anything straight. Oh, I see.
Oh.
That's what you were doing. So I'm sorry, I missed it. I was late waiting for the laugh. So anyway. Here's something here are a few things that I just worked about. I love Native Americans. As a matter of fact, cultural appropriation is my spirit animal. I think Loveland might be made of gingerbread. That's sort of a local joke, but still, you know what I mean. Hey, is there anything sexier on a teenage girl than bandaged wrist from a botched suicide attempt?
Oh no.
Last time I was in Michigan, this is true. Last time I was in Michigan, I saw this big sign on the freeway that said, "Go wild, discover Kalamazoo." That alone makes me laugh. Okay.
Right.
But I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's right. Go wild, discover Kalamazoo. Paris, it's a beautiful city, but I just wish its history had some of the scope and majesty of Kalamazoo.
It ain't no Kalamazoo.
Michigan actually has a wine country. And I was figuring,
is that just people complaining, or is it
I had no idea there were Jewish women in Michigan.
And so I was looking for promotional knowledge for them, go to Michigan wine country for those of you who like their pancake syrup with a high alcohol content. And you can go on a tour at the wineries, and they'll even show you where they manufacture the screw caps. Every bottle you buy comes with its own brown paper bag, so no one has to know that you're drinking Michigan wine.
Hello.
That one wasn't supposed to be fun, so thanks. And people get facelifts, which answers the question, how can I spend the last 20 years of my life looking like a cane toad? You kind of have to know a little bit about Australian history for that, but those are just some jokes that I wrote down when I was sitting around someplace.
I think the dingo ate your notebook.
That's a great joke. That's a great.
I know a girl from Kalamazoo.
What better way to start off the last time you're going to be on this show by being
Great Meryl Streep impression.
I know a girl from Kalamazoo.
Yes. What band? That's the big question. Who did it?
Artie Shaw? I don't know who.
Oh, you incredible moron. No. It
Oh
was,
wow.
yeah, it was a little harsh. You know, Chip, I'm sorry. That was a little bit hard. Matter of fact, because that was
Wow.
it was the Glenn Miller Band.
Oh.
I opened for them.
Oh, who hasn't? Hasn't?
What I'm
You know, they
saying-
actually still tour, so everybody.
saying is that I'm old. I was the one who fucked up the plane that he died on. Why does everybody go, "Oh Jesus," when I say something like that?
So that's why you took the Chattanooga choo-choo that day.
That's right.
That's
I took the train. I took the train.
How many times, Mike, do we have to tell you? It's a wrench, not a hammer. You use a wrench, not a
God
hammer.
damn it! Now you tell me. The bottom of the channel.
You inspired the day that music died, right? Didn't you inspire that song?
Several days that music died. I was an airplane mechanic for Buddy Holly. No, I was saying, look, guys, it's great, but there's no radar on the plane, and it's going to be a storm. So maybe you want to take. No, we got to get to the next gig. And I said, well, fine. Just don't get that fucking asshole Waylon Jennings on the plane, because
That's right.
he's an idiot. Little bit of comedy. And,
Right.
so I like to, if you can't entertain people, educate. That's the way I feel.
Right.
I'm
But
just
anyway,
trying to pick.
because
Yeah.
I want-
Right.
I was just trying to picture Waylon Jennings and the big band together.
yeah. Okay. That's
Right.
Aren't you glad I interrupted?
sure where you were going with that, Alan, but
Nowhere.
I'm probably too stupid to understand.
Do you guys each want to do your impression of a show crashing?
I'm picturing.
Mike was doing great there, everybody.
No, I just
Kind of my
I
thing.
make sure whenever Alan's on the show that I have a supply of heavy water to bathe in after. So all I'm saying is that I was rude to Chipp Jones. There was no excuse for it. I don't need an excuse for it because it's my fucking show. No. Anyway, because I was rude to him, I'm going to make a special effort to make amends and let Chipp Jones be our first comedian.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me reparations. I thought I was.
Baby steps, Chip, baby steps.
Right.
Today, go on first at an open mic. Tomorrow you get a piece of a casino. I don't know.
There we
He
go.
doesn't have that much money.
Hello. I don't know who J Plan is, but I'm looking forward to it.
It could be, might be the Longshores are joining us.
Longshore family. Well, I'm glad they're coming on now because there were some things earlier that might have been a little.
We have special prizes for the Longshores later in the VIP club. So glad they're here.
So speaking of that, Chip is going to be first. I'm going to put James Longshore on second, and then I'll be putting people into the public portion of the chat as they come up. Okay. So I might interrupt because I do sometimes. Again, my show. So fuck you.
Oh!
Why do I do these things? Chuck, you bring this out in me. And speaking of outing me, let's welcome Chipp Jones.
All right, Chip. All right, Chip.
Wait, did he just say he's outing me? Wait a minute. What the-
Well, he's all for two today.
I know. I'm just picturing Mike now, Buddy Holly turned into Mike going, okay, so you fix the plane? And Mike's like, yeah. So you ride with us? Hell no.
Love to, but I got a seat on the bus last
That's
minute.
right. Yeah, that's right. Hell, I'm walking. What do you mean? I'm walking.
Yes, indeed. And I'm a talking.
See, now you got me thinking about like my fears in life. It's like I got over one of them recently when I was in South Africa. I went on one of those safaris in the KwaZulu-Natal area, and our guide kept telling us, these facts and then safety tips, like, if you ever get in a situation where you're confronted by one of the big cats, like a lion or something, you're actually supposed to run at them instead of away from them. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I know it's because the main thing is lions want to feed, but the second main thing is they don't want to get hurt, because if they get hurt, then they can't feed and they'll die. And I wandered away from the Jeep to relieve myself and got on the other side of these bushes, and sure enough, I come face to face with a lion. And I can't remember what I'm supposed to do, you know? And the lion approaches me, he puts his nose at my belly, he takes a sniff, and then he just flinches back and runs away. And that's when I learned you don't actually have to run at a lion if you could just shit your pants. I'm assuming he went, you know what? This is not a fresh kill. What I didn't realize, though, is that actually wasn't the most deadly part of that story. As I was headed back to the Jeep, a whole swarm of dung beetles came down upon me, threw me to the ground, tried to roll me up and take me away. I was like, okay. Oh, Africa. Oh. Has anybody got a Toto album they can throw on real quick?
I've heard the rain.
You know, for the new people, I don't know, you can't tell, but from the way I'm seated, but I do have long dreadlocks.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
And it's funny because when people see these, they automatically assume that I smoke and sell weed. And I want to let you guys know I don't smoke weed. So I'm just kidding. I don't sell weed either. I could never master metric, you know, so it's like I could never be a weed seller. In fact, I remember a couple of years ago, I tried to make some pot brownies for my friends, and you would not believe how hard it is to buy 2 cups of weed. Like, yeah, they are automatically calling you a narc, you know, so that's this doesn't work. I am married. I have been married for almost 30 years. Actually, 30 years come November, you know.
Mm.
And you know, Mike knows, like most married guys, if you're in a relationship that long, a lot of times what you're doing in the bedroom is not about you, but it's about what your partner likes. And my wife is really into fisting, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't really do that much for me, but I think it's because she has really tiny hands. I think is now see, that's a good response, because a lot of times I'll tell that joke and none of the guys will laugh, you know, because you know, talking about a hand up your butt seems kind of gay, right, Chuck?
Even he disappeared.
That's right.
Seems more like a ventriloquist.
That's the thing. That's the thing for heterosexual guys. You know, the gay bar is so low. I mean, it's usually in a basement apartment, or I mean, the gay bar for us is so low. You know, and not so much for women. I know women who have slept with other women still consider themselves heterosexuals. Guys will still date them like they're heterosexuals. But as men, we can't pull that off. You know, for us, homosexuality, you know, it's like I don't know, it's like cannibalism. It's like a yes or no proposition. There's just no middle ground, you know? No guy's ever, you know, turn into his girlfriend or his loved one and going, hey, you know, one time in college, me and my roommate got drunk and we experimented and we killed and ate a homeless guy. No.
Mhm.
That's cannibalism. So I guess what I'm saying is, for us, if you suck a dick, you're gay. If you eat a dick, you're a cannibal. Maybe a little gay too, because you could have had a hand or a foot. I don't know why you decided to do that. I think that's my time, so I'm going to hand it back over to our supreme leader.
Well, that would be Chuck. I'm going to take over from Chuck for the time being, whatever. It was very good. I had something that I was going to say, and of course I forgot it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because I'm old. But hey, I saw Hendrix live, so blow me. Anyway, again, you know, I forget that James Longshore's parents are in the audience, and I say these things. I lack that part of the brain that says, "Don't say that." Yeah, wave at me. Wave
That's
at
what makes you great. Mike. That's what makes you
They're
great.
waving at me like, "Goodbye. You're a loser." All right, that's fine. That's fine. But this guy isn't a loser. Anybody who can get his parents to tune into a show when he lives in
Wow.
the continent is all right. And when I said continent, I didn't say incontinent. I just said, I don't want to piss anybody off, if you know what I mean. What?
Oh.
Hey, no, you know what? Just shut up. Just shut up. I got a lot of time to cover during this show, so don't judge me on what to do with to
Too
do.
late.
Right. I judge you before you even log in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, man, imagine how much that would hurt if I cared what you thought.
Wow.
Hey, but anyway, our next performer comes to us from, I think, unless you've moved back to the States. James, but you'll tell us. This guy's a comedian from Bucharest, and that's in Romania. Romania's in Europe. Europe is a continent that's not the United States. I just don't know how many Native Americans, and when I mean that, people born here. I don't mean originals. Because generally we don't know where anything is except some of the states. Anyway, please welcome James Longshore.
Let me clarify for you, Mike. Europe is a continent and the US is incontinent.
Thank you.
That was a callback, everybody.
Sorry.
I just admired it.
Yeah,
I didn't.
we-
And you know, I'm an actor, and that's the first callback I've gotten in years.
Hello. Hello.
Finger pistols, moon walks out of frame.
Right. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. I have noticed that you have not, you are no longer touting Golden Globe winning comedy writer in the description on Eventbrite anymore.
I never touted it at all.
Right. Thanks for getting me in
Humble
trouble
brag.
again.
Hashtag humble brag.
Perhaps you'd like to read me the email from his representation again.
Well, the way I see it, if Mike is, gonna not play up, is gonna give back his Golden Globes, I'm gonna have to give back my participation trophies. I'm gonna have to be a man of my word, give them back. It's okay. It's okay. The participation is the reward, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Right?
No, it's not. Winning is everything.
Yeah, and I can't do it. I cannot let New Jersey win again. But hey, so anyway, I'm gonna put him back. Moving on. So Afghanistan, huh? It's been 20 years, but we finally lost. You know why we lost now? Because we've been biding our time.
Hello.
Oh,
Ring that bell again.
Ring the bell.
My bad. And I didn't conceive
That's
of
a hook. That's a
no
hook.
joke. I don't. You guys, you're so unpredictable. Read, it gets worse. So, someone told me that the Taliban does not let women dye their hair. And I understand that. I also want the carpet to match the drapes.
No.
All right. I should have.
Take back
better
my
jokes.
apology to your parents.
Good. Now I don't have to. No, I should have better jokes. You're right. I mean, it's been 20 years and I had 20 years and we knew it was headed this way. So. But that's not why I'm here tonight, folks. No. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I haven't, and my parents haven't seen me in a while. And my mom, when I was growing up, she used to, and I had a great story or something. to tell her. She'd be like, oh, save it for your memoirs. And now I'm trying to write those stories and I don't remember them and it's just nostalgia and they're not relevant. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Why didn't she say write them now? You know, you got to do something of note first for anybody to want to read your memoirs. I haven't done anything of note yet. But I mean, I should really be grateful to my parents for giving me life. Not this life. No, I'm kidding. I kid because I have a beautiful, amazing, successful wife, Romanian wife, and I get to live in Europe, and I've been in movies that have premiered at festivals all over the world. And, you know, I have a pretty good life. There are probably people out there who like envy me or like, I wish I was him. And those people are really pathetic.
Right here. Right here.
But I am not here to roast my parents. I usually reserve that for Mother's or Father's Day. So I'm here to tell you about how I spent my summer vacation. But I'm probably not going to have time, which is a shame for my parents because like I want them to hear about my vacation in a comedy set first. So I haven't called them in like a month. And, you know, I should at least write because it's better to write your mom than to wrong your mom, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
How am I doing on time, Mike? We had some banter and whatnot.
Not about
In what sense?
You got a setup but no punchline. You can only do the setup. That's all you got time for.
you just hit 5 minutes, but tell a joke.
Oh.
I mean, another
Well,
joke. I'm not saying you haven't told one yet. I'm just saying.
Oh, hey,
You
oh.
just haven't
Another
laughed.
joke
So
will
you
break it
want
off.
at least one laugh before it's over.
No, that's
No,
not what I
get that.
meant. That's not what I meant. If I meant that, I would have made sure that you got it.
Well, if you want to hear the vacation set, you'll have to tune in next Monday on Arizona. I'll do it without all these special jokes I did just for open mic. I'll just briefly say, I went to the countryside in Romania. I milked a cow. It was an utter disaster. I made cheese instead of cheesy jokes. Huh?
Hello.
And I rode a horse home because on a horse, at least you can smoke. I said to the horse, do you mind if I smoke? And he was like, nah.
I don't think that was a horse.
And that's my time. I'm James Longshore, and you're awesome.
Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Ring the bell.
Big round of applause for James.
Hey.
I'm a people pleaser. I'm a people pleaser.
You certainly are.
I love when he rang the bell watching Gladys run to the service window. That was
Yep. She says, did someone ring for Anya Forba? That is a callback.
There you go.
All right. So we have another performer coming up, and I'm going to keep it going because you know what? We have a pretty fair number of comics tonight, so I want to keep it rolling. And who knows? I can't get all the laughs. Or any. So hey, anyway, next.
Good one.
Our next performer has been here a bunch of times and hasn't been around for a while. I'm really glad to see him again. Please welcome Blake Champlin.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
Oh, Blake.
Oh, you gotta not
Unmute.
mute yourself.
Unmute.
yourself.
There you go.
Man, I wasn't even muted. How did I get muted?
I
Gotta
don't,
plug in that spoon.
What's going on?
I don't know.
It is plugged in actually. Speaking of fisting, yes, someone stole my joke a second ago. I was going to tell James that I thought his vacation, he must have just got back from his Bon Jovi reunion tour. Because someone just said,
Def Leppard roadie lookalike contest.
I saw someone posted something like that in there.
Mhm.
And then I was going to say, Mike must have just got off his Beethoven reunion.
I opened for him.
I can tell, yeah.
And told the same
That's
joke.
why he was deaf. That's the only saving grace he had.
Uncalled for. But
I
appreciate
think
it.
But yes, very appreciated. Guys, I've had a lot of jobs in my life. You know, you guys know what happens when you're a delivery driver and you drive a 14-foot box truck under a 12-foot bridge. You get to go home early that day. Probably don't even need to go in the next day, huh? 3-day weekends, what I'm talking about. I used to give drum lessons to high schoolers. I used to give drum lessons to high schoolers, and I found out I could make a little more money if I also sold them weed. Play the drums. You might want to smoke some weed. So I'm an opportunist, you know. I used to be a chemist actually, and I hate telling people because they always bring up that show Breaking Bad. And I learned I just had to tell them all the same thing. Listen, Dad, just pay for your meth and get out. So, I mean, actually, I'm actually a recovering drug addict myself, and I never understood using the word recovery when you've been off a drug for so many years. Granted, I did relapse last year after quitting amphetamines in 2010, but come on, did you see that election? I mean, I didn't actually see the election. I was just using it as an excuse. I used to party too much, so unless you're, Keith Richards, and it's just a snack. But but to get away, I did the reasonable thing, and I moved to Hollywood. Turns out they party a lot more than I thought that they did. They throw these bonfires that are so crazy. You can see them all over the news. I mean, it's wild. Friend invited me to a bonfire, and I said, "How do you find it?" He said, "This is California, man. The bonfires find you." It's like, that's good because I don't have. It's great because I didn't have a car, so I actually tried comedy when I was out there at open mic at the Comedy Store, and I thought my heart was going to explode. I was shaking so bad that they had to get an exorcist. Out, demon! I mean, it was terrible. But turns out that was just the. But actually, a guy that looked like Jim Carrey once. He didn't steal Christmas, but he did steal a purse. So, great. I was in Hollywood once at like 2:00 in the morning, and this guy stopped me and was like, "Hey man, are you straight?" I'm like, "What?" "Hey." He said, "No, man, do you smoke weed?"
Oh, you
on
broke up.
here.
Hey,
Yeah.
Blake, you
What?
broke up. You broke up on that last joke. So start it over.
I broke up on the last joke. Okay. So I was in Hollywood at 2 a.m. and this guy stopped me and he said, "Hey, are you straight?" And I was like, "What?" And, "Hey." And he said, "No, man, you on us." He said, "Well, you want to buy some?" I was like, "What? No." He got my hopes up, man. I thought we were going to party and not be lonely for a minute. Anyways, guys, I'm Blake Champlin. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Blake, thank you.
Oh, apparently, is my feed bad?
I guess it was a little broken up.
Man,
Unfortunately,
just got the internet.
It's
Yeah.
like
Fixed,
the,
too. That
the
sucks.
craziest thing because your final joke broke up twice.
Okay.
I'm sure it was great, and I'm applauding like it was great.
It's just like my last relationship.
But it didn't involve a spoon, though.
Had a relationship. Okay.
I blame Chuck because it was a gay joke. I think he did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
Yeah. Well, it's, not my fault. It's 2021.
But he's not the
Actually, it incidentally are the two ages that he prefers.
oh,
Ow.
And just like that, Mike's back in the game.
Oh.
We got a
That is
ball
a
game.
40-yard dart to tight end, my friend. All right, and when I say tight end, I go,
speaking of tight ends,
he's not anymore.
Roughing the passer.
Just
Hey,
a wide
let's just move
receiver.
on. Should we just move on?
we've been trying to.
I already have.
Thank you. I appreciate
Right.
it. So
That's
here's
a
what I'm going to do. I'd like
2008 reference.
thanks, Chuck. Appreciate that. No, I really do, because it takes a lot of comedy chops to interrupt a guy right in the middle of trying to give a good introduction to a microphone.
Oh,
Right. I bet you I'm able to do it again.
So let's just go back and forth to introduce Catherine, and you interrupted me. Okay. Our next performer is coming to us from Boulder. She's funny, man. I love her, and I don't love her in a creepy way. Yet. So I know you're gonna like her. So give her a big round of applause. Catherine Shea. Catherine Shea.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay.
Yay.
I don't get the big party for the wedding. Do you really want to tell the whole world that for the rest of your life, you're only going to have sex with one person? Why would you advertise that? I'm more of an optimist. I'm confident that I can find the one again and again and again. At the wedding, the bride wore white. She walks down the aisle and no one says a word. On the other hand, people have a lot to say when I walk down the aisle behind her in my white dress singing "Hello, Dolly." The priest, terrible. Luckily, I have the Love is Kind reading. And I know people were very impressed with my reading because one person thought I was in the theater. Just between us, I'm just an amateur. It's sad when you look at the wedding registry for the gifts. You know this couple is headed for a life of being stuck in the kitchen with just one other person. It's sad to think that their future happiness depends on the zooming sound of a crate and barrel salad spinner. Sometimes couples want 8 of the same thing, like dinner plates, even though there are just 2 of them in the house. That's a smart couple. They know they will need backups once they start throwing plates at each other. One reason I decided to never get married is that it's too hard to choose between one china pattern, one man, or one salad spinner. I like so many of them. I'd rather have a mismatched set of 8 than one of the same thing. I ignore the wedding registry because many of those gifts just aren't practical. Don't order anything with initials on it. Never. Luckily, my friend and her husband have the same initials, so she'll have her own set of towels when this is all over. At my age, I get invited to lots of weddings. You can never have too many single middle-aged women at your wedding. No one else knows when to start the dance circle. Or Or tell the band the right time to play Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive.
Woot, woot.
We SMWs always sit with the other singles at the best table in the house. We are in the furthest, darkest, behind the pillar corner of the room. Perfect for canoodling. And no, that's not a way to make pasta. What's weird is that sometimes there are kids at these tables. Now, technically, these kids are single. But none of them know the words to I Will Survive. People are so proud when they reach their milestone anniversaries. Instead of celebrating how many anniversaries you've had, wouldn't you rather celebrate how many relationships you've had?
Yeah.
One poor couple had been together for 75 years. What do you say to these people?
Goodbye.
After their party, this couple is going on a second honeymoon. I'm going on a trip too. I'm off for a week at Club Med, where I know I will meet the one again and again. I'm Catherine Shea. Thank you for listening on my wedding advice, and let's give it back to you, Mike Langworthy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Catherine Shea, I'm delighted and depressed all at the same time.
That all needed to be said.
Yeah, Martha Stewart can go screw.
No.
Clearly. I'm sure that's how she got through prison. I'm sorry. So why do I do these things? Why? It's a rhetorical question. I don't want anybody to start answering me.
Well, Mike, I think.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's unpack this, Mike.
What? I'm sorry.
Let's unpack this. Why do you act the way you do?
I so hate that word. There's a lot.
I know.
There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack here.
Yikes.
I mean, what is this? A trip by sea?
If you're not actually traveling, I don't want to hear that.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. I live out of a suitcase because I'm always in danger of being thrown out of the house. But that's just a thing about marriage.
Okay.
That's one of the things about marriage that Catherine failed to cover. Yeah, so anyway. Our next performer is a guy that I've known for probably the longest of anybody who's on the show tonight.
Well, that's sad.
That's about to change.
Killing my own intro. I love
Well, look at you. He could be talking about someone else.
I could have been, but I wasn't. And what started out as a really nice, nostalgic introduction has turned into a triumph of bitterness and sarcasm. So, often considered to be a funny guy.
Hey, Mike, I just wanted to be another person interrupting this intro.
Noted.
Anyone else have nothing to say?
I
Thank you, Catherine.
I'll wait till it's my turn.
Catherine. Thank you for not butting in.
You're welcome.
I picked Paul into block.
Again, that's the guy who's doing his stand-up right now. This is all coming out of your time, Enlow.
When does George Goble go on?
TikTok, dude.
Thank
Don't
you,
worry.
Bruce. Thank
Don't
you,
worry.
Bruce.
George,
George,
don't worry, Mike. They'll fix it in post.
first it's the juggler and then you. All right. Usually following Frankie Pace at the comic strip. But tonight he's here for your entertainment. Please welcome, if you will, Alan Enlow.
Thank you. Stop calling me Will. Anyway, I'm surprised you didn't go. Here's my favorite comic to poop on. Anyway. Oh man, I'm really trying not to watch the news because have you noticed it just seems all to be melding in together now? The Taliban and the Republicans. You know, at least the Taliban wear masks. I mean, I'm just so sick of all this recent news. I'm harking back to January 6th just to hear some good news. You know, I mean, I'd like to be attacked. I mean, if we're going to be attacked, at least be attacked by someone in our own country, somebody you can trust. You know. But now I'm wondering though, if some of those insurgents, you know, they claim they were from this country, but I have the feeling if you interviewed them, you might not hear a Southern accent, but they would try to fake one. No, I am proud boy. No, I'm from Georgia. No, not the Georgia in Soviet Union, the Georgia in Tennessee. No, I can prove I am from this country. My favorite fruit is peach vodka. My favorite country singer is Dolly Putin. And I own a pickup, although lately it's been stolen.
Nice.
Boom.
But hey, I'm telling you, what a crowd. But speaking of the South, you know, if you guys are looking for a good vacation this year, I suggest you go to Jesus Land. It's free. Yeah, it's the mountains of Tennessee. You just drive through, and every other station is a Jesus station. Yep. America, are you suffering from hemorrhoids? Then what you need is Jesus. Yes, Jesus is what you need. But it's really fun because a lot of times you just get those old evangelists screaming at you. You know, you're going to hell, sinner, if you don't believe. You're going straight to hell. And you try to change the station, it's the same guy. You're still going to hell, sinner. Don't touch that dial. Because my favorite station is WGOD because they have they give you the weekly lineup. Yes, friends, this week on WGOD on Monday, we have bar hopping with Jesus. You just bring your own bottle and Jesus turns it into wine. on Tuesday, we have wood shopping with Jesus. And here's a tip for you KKKers. If you're going to make a 12-foot cross, don't light it on fire till after you put it in the lawn. And on Wednesday, we've got math with Jesus. And it's so easy because it doesn't matter what numbers you add up, the answer is always Jesus. But of course, if you don't believe in Jesus, guess what? You're going to hell to the 10th power. All right, that's our lineup for WGOD, where you can either go with God or go to hell. But I'm trying to keep up with the latest terminology, and it's tough because I'm getting old. You know, I can't stand that term microaggressive. You know, I don't think there is anything. I don't think there is such a thing as microaggressive. Either you're aggressive or you're not aggressive. There's nothing in between. I mean, I believe there's microbe aggressive. That's where somebody coughs on you and they've got COVID. Now, I met this woman quite a while back who was telling me her personal story. She goes, I'm getting married next week. And I said, that's great. Congratulations. What's your husband's name? I said, well, his name is Pam, and you're being microaggressive. Wasn't being microaggressive. I was just being majorly misinformed. You know, it's like, I'll go to any wedding. Well, actually, I don't want to go to the weddings because they're all corny. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're gay or not. The wedding vows are always ridiculous. You know, it's like, you know, Todd, you are my big kahuna, and I will ride you like a surfboard till the end of time. You know, it's like, yeah. Okay, did I get in trouble for that one? As a you're all thinking, I think that was actually microaggressive, actually. Well, you know, a lot of things you can't say anymore. You can't say I don't see color. That's just insulting. Actually, there is one time when you can say I don't see color, and that is if your father insists that you be an airline pilot and you don't want to be one. And you can just turn to your father and go, Dad, I don't see color. Well, then you can't be an airline pilot. You're colorblind. I know, and I have glaucoma, so I'm going to smoke a lot of pot. right, let me end with a quick impression. I know my time's up. Let me end with a quick impression here. This is well, actually, it's not an impression. It's just an observation. I love Jerry Seinfeld, but I had the feeling he's probably not that much fun to hang out with because he probably just never stops doing comedy. Like eating breakfast with him, like, hey kids, this is great. You ever notice when you're eating grape nuts, there's no grapes in here and there's no nuts? Like, oh my God, Dad, can't we just eat one meal without you doing stand-up? I'm not doing stand-up, I'm sitting down. Oh my God, Dad. Stop. All right, that's it.
Hey.
Alan Enlow, ladies and gentlemen. See, I told you he could be funny. So we're moving on to, the portion of the show where we talk about shit. And speaking of shit, I'm the host of Open Mic. Speaking of something that's not shit, however, I also help to write a show every year that is a full-length musical using songs from the ASCAP and BMI catalog and repurposed lyrics for the purpose of the show, and a large cast production that includes about a third of the people are people with various special needs, from almost imperceptible to very severely impacted. And the beauty of Magic Moments is that they find a genuinely useful place in the show for everybody who's in the show, including the people with special needs. It'll be around spring break time this next year, assuming the apocalypse hasn't happened, in which case you can all go to the theater and fight off zombies together. However, it's a wonderful show. If you are in the Denver area during that time, please come and see the show. And if you're never going to be in the Denver area, go to this site that is listed here, magicmomentsinc.org, and donate to them. Just give, whatever you can, because everything helps people who otherwise wouldn't be able to indulge their dreams of performing to be able to do that. And I think I'm going to leave it at that for the time being.
It was well said, Mike. I look forward to going to that show. Mike, we donate 10% of our exorbitant box office and private event fees, which are just outrageous. I mean, we charge a lot of money. And we donate 10% to Elevating Connections, and they just had their terrific camp. It's for youth who are separated from their siblings by foster care. So the kids were just up at Camp To Belong. And it's a great charity. I'm also working with them over at the Community College of Denver to put on some career training and such events. In Colorado, only 3% of youth from the foster care system have completed any sort of post-secondary education. So we're going to work hard to improve that. And your donations, if you go to elevatingconnections.org, or when you purchase a ticket or a private event from us, they support things like writing workshops and such for the youth to get together. Mike, we have a couple of quick commercials, and then our round robin is coming up. You can listen to us on anchor.fm, and we're on Spotify. You can find all the links on our Linktree Colorado Comedy. So on our YouTube channel, please, if you're watching, subscribe. That'd be great. We like to have subscribers, and we also like to have people in the audience, like the Longshores. We got those are our favorite VIPs, and I've arranged some gifts just for you, and possibly some are for me. I'm not, but this one I thought. Have you seen a calming ocean recently? So the Longshores are out in, I believe, New Jersey. So I wanted them to have a nice, relaxing beach as opposed to a hurricane. So glad you're safe and enjoy your virtual beach. You can enjoy it virtually anywhere. It's your virtual beach. So also got you these guys, which have been a recurring prize for about 6 weeks now, and I'm still not sure when we're scheduled to remove them from the prize factory. Your own unique collection of washboards. Do with as you like.
We'll remove them when you remove yourself from producing the show.
That's right.
Right. Watch another show if you want to see a bunch of titties. And then I know it's late over there, Longshores, but I just thought, a late night dinner. So enjoy high stakes dinner.
Something's missing from that dinner, Chuck.
Well, it's got the asparagus there, and then I think that it's some sort of what do you think that is? Like a flambéed peach in the background there, perhaps. Mike, you mean
there you go.
they need
There's the man.
salad. There's Chef Scapone of the Colorado Comedy Show's virtual event center. He's the one who crafts all of our prizes, and even he's sick of the washboards.
I can't think of anything better than a steak dinner on a beach.
Yeah. Oh, right, Mr. Longshore himself letting us know steak dinner on a beach is ideal. So that's terrific. James,
long walks on the beach.
James, now you know what to get them for their anniversary.
Steak on a beach.
Right. A phone call. God damn it. More than once a month.
Son of a beach.
Right is some back to school supplies. I think I missed the earlier back to school prize, but I got you these this is for general admission, those of you in the balcony are watching on the YouTube. And then he seems to be a recurring prize as well. I'm not sure what the gift
drown
is.
in those eyes, couldn't you?
Right. So enjoy that, and then one more. I guess I got you French fries, and can't go away without a delicious salad. So thanks to Round Robin Real Estate, known for plus size sales figures, we have what's called a round robin of comedy. And this week's topic, Mike, is worst back to school purchases. The worst back to school purchases. I remember my worst back to school purchase was a Rolodex. I didn't need that for the upcoming semester. I mean, we have Microsoft Outlook. It has a whole, anyway.
I have
Mike and gang, jump in if you've got them. But worst back to school purchases. How about that kid who brought a pro tractor made by Caterpillar?
Shit, he didn't get it.
Yeah, it's like you read the list, but then you got it wrong. Right, as well as a trapped keeper. That let him out, and then the person who saw ruler on the list of back to school supplies and showed up with Henry VIII.
Oh,
And then a totally
That's
different
crazy.
kind of ruler. Mike on his back to school list saw the word calculator, so he just brought a girl named Abby who cussed a lot.
No.
You see, Mike had an abacus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody hear Chuck? You cut out there for a minute.
It was about 3 minutes, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought that was
Anybody else have any of these round robin jokes? Because I got
Sure.
Sorry, Mike, you're on mute. So Alan Enlow, the overeager beaver, then Ned Rice, and I thought I saw Lipsky jump in there.
All right. Well, I only have 300. Three. Sorry, a couple extra zeros slipped in there. There's the worst back to school purchases: the Governor DeSantis face mask for kids. It's full of holes, just like his brain. There's the Taliban lunchbox. But don't worry, parents. If you hear a ticking sound, that's just the sound of Biden's numbers going down.
Oh no!
And there's the Mitch McConnell gum pack. And don't worry, folks. There's enough gum in Mitch's gum to for the whole class.
Oh man, that's how he gums up those works. You're right. Governor DeSantis released a back to school shopping list for everybody. I don't think ivermectin is an appropriate thing to put on your back to school list.
Ivermectin, I never even touched him.
Hello!
Zangy, you
Ed
betcha.
Rice, ladies and gentlemen.
Ed, do you have
My name is Ed
anything else that you have interest in saying?
Who, me?
All right, Ned, your turn.
Well, it's funny. This is similar to one of Alan's. This year's probably coldest selling item is the Game of Thrones lunchbox.
Ooh.
It's a must-have if you want your kid beaten to death. Again, Game of Thrones lunchbox, not a big item. Also, there's so many allergies now. The EpiPen and pencil set. That's this final. There's just one more. If your child is, this is called the geometry set. If your child is going to take geometry, it's a protractor, a compass, and an Asian kid to cheat off. Those three, it's a set. Yeah, that's all I have.
Whoa, Ned Rice, just tearing up the set
I
list.
know Lipsky's got something.
No, I'm actually giving out the 1956 full set of Encyclopedia Britannica. If anybody wants.
That is a bad purchase. That's a bad purchase.
Do they have a section in there on Google?
And they don't call it the Google, Chuck.
I'm getting off lucky because my son's school providing him his own Hurt Locker free. I don't have to do anything.
I have a number of them here.
Right.
Share, Mike.
I can probably put the whole thing to rest with one that I think I'll do that one last. Because
Okay.
Saving it for last.
Wow,
one of the worst ones.
There's a
One of the
closer,
worst
everybody.
purchases that you can make for school today. A Glock 19.
No.
Yeah, that's a bet. Actual books. Bad purchase.
That's a killer.
Yeah, the Mr. Science Easy Virus Kit.
Is it spelled E-Z?
Dildo for the teacher. It's
Oh, no.
Yeah, assless chaps. That's a bad.
Chaps are always assless. I've said this before.
The 1999 Guide to Personal Pronouns. It's completely useless.
That's what they said.
What you don't.
Hello, Ned Rice.
Bring in the heat, Ned Rice. Check this guide to critical race theory. That's a bad.
Oh, no.
A service hamster. That's not good. And, the number one worst back to school purchases. Slave.
Jesus.
Oh.
All right, now I'm getting my reparations check, Mike. Come on.
Right.
That's way back to school.
Right. I had a student who made
not in
the.
favor of it. Jesus Christ! I'm saying it's a bad.
Not back to shul, Mike.
I know that Mike's going to be rolling in a dough this year because he cornered the market in number 3 pencils. So I'm looking.
I was just about to say that's my gift, the number 1 pencil.
I had a student bring the movie The Notebook. That was not.
He didn't understand the instructions at all.
Not at all. Not at all. And I'm glad. I forget who said books, but I teach at the Community College Denver, and we're no longer going to offer books anymore. We're just going to teach the kids how to ask the Facebook comments section. They know everything.
This is not a joke, but it's crazy. Did you see this gun manufacturer that's made a pistol that looks like it's made of Legos?
Yes.
No, but I love it.
That's just crazy.
You really don't want to step on that one.
Anybody else, or I think we have a prize.
I think we know who won that.
We do.
Right.
Welcome.
Winner of the
You're
winner of the
welcome,
virtual
everybody.
comedy battles and virtually everything else. Mike Langworthy, everybody. Here, I got you this,
Nobody likes a
everyone.
sore loser, Roy. Nobody likes a sore loser.
Right. Got you a one-room schoolhouse. Those of you who think you won this thing.
That looks exactly like the nursery school I went to, and I'm not kidding.
What? No jokes about blackboards, Mike? What?
I come from a part of Michigan where they don't allow blackboards.
This is whiteboards,
They just keep them separate.
white privilege boards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Punch it down, Alan. That's good.
Chip, your bathroom is over that hill.
Oh,
Wow.
dry erase that
Bathroom-
one.
This bathroom is that good.
Yeah, you can meet Chuck back there.
Thanks to everyone for taking us down that road.
Down Mammary Road.
Yeah, we were really funny for a while, and then man.
At least no one said anything about dictation. Thank God.
Hey.
Is he in town?
Now, Mike, I think it's back to you, and you had somebody you planned to introduce. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the round robin.
Yay!
Yeah. It was a good one. Our next performer, and I use the term in its broadest possible sense, is
What?
nothing.
Okay.
He just called you a broad.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Um,
I was hoping we could put that feud behind us. No such luck.
Nope. We're not. I'm not going to put anything behind you. In the meantime, our next performer comes to us from Ann Arbor, Michigan, a little island of political correctness in a sea of
red
Amboy Dukes fans. Please welcome, if you will, Ted Nugent's biggest fan. Right. Ladies and
Yay! Mike, thank you, Mike. We're all done now. You can run along. Hey, folks, this Afghanistan, what a shit show, huh? You know, I don't know if you heard, it's bad times over there. But when I first heard about this, I thought, well, that's halfway around the world. What does that have to do with me? What my life, And then I got my heroin bill this week. It's like double. What the fuck? My wife doesn't have that kind of money. What am I supposed to? I'm kidding. I'm not married. But here's the thing. I have a girlfriend, and we have kind of an age gap relationship. Without going into details, I'm actually older than both of my girlfriend's parents combined. So that's no, not combined. I'm just kidding. It's a little weird that way, but it's a very good relationship. Usually I try to date age appropriate women most of the time. Like my little rule of thumb is if a woman doesn't know that Batman was a TV show, that's too young. Like if she's never heard of Adam West, I just say, you know what? Have your mom call me. It's better. Oh, really? Oh, have your grandma call me that. Yeah, that's kind of my that's my Maginot line, if you will. But this woman, she's lovely. I asked her out and she said, sure. So I picked her up, and took her to a really nice restaurant, parked in the handicap spot because that makes women crazy. They love that shit. Folks. We had our first date. It was very flirty. It was like, I know I don't look hip, but I kind of get it. I said to her, I really like your camera. And she said, thanks. It's a phone. And she said, I really like a tattoo on your ankle. And I said, thanks. It's a varicose vein. So, there was that. I'm old. That's the thing. I'm an old person. I'm so old they discontinued my zodiac sign. That's how old I am.
Oh!
I'm an older. That's that's the thing. So the thing about my young girlfriend is she has ADHD, or as she calls it, ADH. Oh, look, a squirrel. I like How about pancake? Nighty night. That's yeah. She's got ADHD very bad. Her favorite book is called Eat Pray. That's as far as she got. It's off. When I was growing up, we didn't have ADHD. We had to finish everything. So it's you know what? All kidding aside, and some of you didn't realize I was kidding. We have a very, very wonderful connection. We have an intellectual, spiritual, emotional. We talk about stuff. We talk about life insurance. We talk about traditional funerals versus cremation. We talk about how to write a will. Just ordinary couple stuff.
Oh no, we lost your sound.
What?
We lost your sound.
No, the jokes were just shitty. It's.
I can hear him on my end.
I can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear.
Really?
Chuck, we're not here to
I
talk about your
lost
end,
your sound.
honestly.
Or maybe I just lost interest. I don't know.
Oh, been known to happen. Where did I leave off?
You were doing well. That's what I recall.
You were just starting to fall asleep when? Okay.
8 o'clock tonight.
My girlfriend and I, we just had our 2-year anniversary, and we're so romantic. I got her this like a necklace with a Celtic thing, some kind of Celtic thing. She likes that. And on the back, I had inscribed "My Forever Love," and she got me this silver, like this men's fashion bracelet, and the inscription was "Do not resuscitate." So thinking about it, it's terrible. And we're getting to be one of those annoying couples. We finish each other's sentences. Like the other night, she said, "Honey, I think we should try." And I said, "A threesome?" She said, "No, keto." I was going to say keto. So yeah, it's nuts. You know what? Here's the thing. My girlfriend and I, we go to church every Sunday. Any Catholics here? This is where I pretend I'm in a club. Any Catholics here tonight?
Oh yeah, me.
The lady in the back sitting by herself drinking a double. Nice. Way to go, lady. We go to mass every Sunday, and this actually happened. We went to this church in Plymouth, Michigan, and before mass they announced for anyone on a special diet we have gluten-free communion wafers. That actually happened, and I thought, that's kind of weird. I wonder how Jesus would have thought. I maybe you've heard of him. His most noted miracle was feeding 10,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes. I wonder how that would have gone if the apostles went into the crowd to feed them and someone said, "Ooh, bread, yeah, it's not my cheat day. Do you have any kale chips?" Now that fish is line caught, right? That's not net. Could we have separate checks? Because I know Jesus, And Jesus at that point would come out and say, "You're going to hell, lady. You're just going to hell. There's no St. Karen for a reason, okay?" That's what would have happened. That is my impression of that. So where else was I going? This was a mega church. It was, my girlfriend said it wasn't, but I think it's a mega church. If the congregation is batting around a huge inflatable beach ball, that's a mega church, folks. If you go to church and the opening act is a Def Leppard, that's a mega church. Yeah. And there's so many other examples, but I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a nice evening.
That's great. Hey, who wants to hear all the rest of the examples? Come on, Ned.
Of what? Mega church?
Yeah, all the rest.
Okay, if the congregation breaks into the wave, you're in a mega church, folks.
Hello.
That's how it is. Yeah. If it's really big, it's a mega church. That one wasn't as good.
No,
It's more accurate.
That's probably the
descriptive,
weakest
though.
of all of them. Yeah.
How about if the pastor's going to hell? It's a mega church.
No, that's just any church, Mike. That's just any church.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. Because I don't generally go to church because I'm renting.
I'll see you in heaven, Mike. Oh, wait, I won't.
No.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Are you in for a surprise? But
That
anyway.
St. Peter's such a kidder.
Oh, hey, look, they do the wave and Jesus surfs on it. Good one. Crowd surf. Jesus crowd surf. They crowd
Crowd surfing. Yeah, that's good.
Crowd surf.
Hey, Alan, wait
Yeah.
on top. Nice. way to top me. Thanks a lot. I
It was a
You know,
gift.
these are my friends.
It was a gift.
Way to top me, I think, is another one of Gladys's drag queen names.
Again, that's what they said.
Thank you, Ned Wright.
And it's spelled WEIGH. Wait a minute.
Huh? Well, good. Nothing.
Mike's going to heaven because he knows somebody, right, Mike?
Mhm.
I have a feeling that something about white privilege has a big negative impact on the back end. I think there's a big negative impact on the back end, and nothing I can do about it. I was born this way. If I could just paraphrase Lady Gaga for a moment.
No, you can't.
All right, well, then I won't, James. Thanks. Nice kid you raised, Mr. and Mrs. Longshore. No wonder he lives in Romania. He can't
That's
get an
right.
American passport. He was born here. All right. No, I'm kidding. Why? Why do I do these things? Because I love to kid. Our next performer is one of our regulars here, and I really like the way he always comes in hot and brings some not as hot as Catherine Shea, if you know what I mean. And he always has new stuff and new ways to deliver it. And one of these days he's going to get a laugh. Please welcome, if you will. I kid. Come on. He's ready to for God's sakes. Well, that's really funny, Bruce. Really. I turned on the microphone for to make a chat thing, and that's what turned off the sound.
No worries. You know, speaking of kids, I remember my son was 13 years old, and I caught him playing with a deck of cards with naked women on it. And I said to him, "Son, what kind of games do you play with it?" He said, "Lots of solitaire."
Hello.
And then I said to him, I always thought those sounds coming from your room is what you were playing with your other joystick. But recently, he's into fitness, and he came back from a long run, and he said, "Dad, I need my exercise clothes washed." So I said, "Go do it yourself." So he went downstairs. We have a new washing machine. So he calls up and said, "Dad, what do I set the machine on?" I said, "What does it say on your sweatshirt?" He yelled back, "Nike." It's a genius I'm dealing with. But he's actually he's into art school. He's really good. He's into cartooning, really good cartoonist. But lately he's been shirking his responsibilities. And I got a letter from the school. They said if he doesn't get his act together, they're going to put him in suspended animation.
Whoa. You said shirking, right? Okay.
You know, Ned was talking about getting old. You know, I was thinking about the days when I had a full head of hair. I used to use a product to keep it stiff. It's called Vitalis. Now when I want to keep things stiff, I use a product called Cialis.
Hello.
Wow.
And you talk about, I see all those pictures on your wall, Ned. I was into photography too. I used to develop film using my Polaroid. But now at 65, the only thing I'm developing are hemorrhoids. You know, it's tough when you get older. I had a leak in my house. I used to call my plumber. Now I call my urologist. And he's $50 cheaper.
Hey!
And the Longshores. I know you're from New Jersey, I assume. Remember the days you used to go to Studio 54 in New York City, get on that dance floor and go bust a move? I can't take my wife dancing anymore. I'm afraid I'm going to bust a hip. She said to me the other day, "Let's get down tonight." I don't mind getting down, but how the hell am I going to get up? It's tough, man, when you get old. It's tough when you get old. I'm starting to forget things. I swear my phone matches has a better memory than I do. You know, Chipp was talking about being married 30 years. I just celebrated 30 years of wedded bliss. No, wedded blisters. Because all these years she's been rubbing me the wrong way. And I got the calculus to prove it. We don't have a regular marriage. We don't renew our vows every year. I get a performance review. And last year was tough. My wife said to me, Bruce, if you worked out, I fired your ass a long time ago. I got 3 months probation. She took away all my fringe benefits. Where's human resources when I need them? She's an amazing lady. She really is. She's into this natural foods, this organic stuff. So she sent me to the store. And I said to the guy, I'd never bought organic vegetables before. How do I know which ones are organic? He said, if they're half the size and twice the price, they're organic. I said, I think I drive one of those. It's called an electric Prius. But she's into these superfoods. Heard of the superfoods? You know, Chip, I'm sure you heard of superfoods. You know, growing up, we didn't have superfoods. We just had food. But kale is part of the superfood stuff, and she's into this kale stuff. She's become a kaleaholic. But to me, kale is like kryptonite. You know, if Superman can leap tall buildings in a single bound, kale will clean out your colon in a single serving. In my house, the latest superfood is something called quinoa or quinala or quinine. I'm not exactly sure. But my wife pronounces it, says it's quinoa. I said, if I can't pronounce it or spell it, I ain't eating it. But the real superfood of 2021 is chipotle. And my son always corrects me. He said, Dad, it's chipotle. I said, great. This kid got a 40 on his Spanish regions. He's correcting me. Yeah. Whether it's chipotle or chipotle, I really do love their pulled pork for distance. And again, I was talking, I'm almost finished here. I talk about being married. 30 years, we've never changed our mattress. We spent 2 hours in the store trying to find a mattress. At the end of the day, all I know is I like mine soft, she likes hers hard. I haven't heard that in the last 30 years. I'll end it on that. Thank you very much. My name is Bruce Lipsky.
Yeah.
So I noticed he has a nice swoosh on his hat too, so you should throw that in with it.
Did we lose him?
I think we lost Mike.
I lost Mike.
Wow.
Go with that.
Yeah, I think I know what to do here. Let's bring up Jeffrey Burden, everybody. Nice round of applause.
Thank you
for
so
Jeffrey
much.
Burden.
Hi, I appreciate it, everybody. Let me see if I can get some faces on my screen. There we go. I'm not too tech savvy, you know, like I don't know, like I'm big with the Game Boy, but when it comes to a tablet, not so good. So yeah, you know, everybody, I've been really trying to accept the fact that I could be a pretty angry guy, but control it and channel it to feel better, you know, because you know I could get a little cranky every now and then, you know, like I was driving and traffic, there was a funeral procession and traffic was stopped. I got cranky. It's my fault. I had to drink a lot of coffee. So I got out of my car and I stopped the hearse and I just started peeing right in front of all the traffic. So, you know, I don't know.
You were pissed.
I was pissed. Yeah. I don't know. And then, you know, so, you know, I started this job and it's like in a factory type, you know, place with no air conditioning. And, you know, it's just really trying sometimes, especially now, you know, it's August and this guy comes up to me, this new guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, Jeff, would you mind telling the supervisor that I went to the bathroom? I'm thinking, what? I thought, what am I? Why would I have to do that? You know? So I was just like, sure, no problem. Just make sure you get your hall pass. Just make sure you take the hall pass with you. Cause yeah. Okay. I'm working on that one. All right. I'm working on that. I get it. I was talking to a friend of mine and you know, we're pretty good rock music fans. And I said, you know, I really didn't care for Chris Cornell. God rest him. Chris Cornell's version of Patience by Guns N' Roses originally. And my friend went, "Hey, don't speak ill of the dead." I'm like, really? What if I was talking about Hitler? Okay, would you have a problem with that? All right. Jesus. I have gone back to martial arts. I'm a student of martial arts. I take jujitsu and also Aikido. And it's very, traditional Japanese martial arts training. And, at the end of class, we speak Japanese. We definitely bow to the instructor and we say, "Domo arigato gozaimasu sensei." And before that, all I knew was Dekoka Onagashi Masu, which is one hand job, please. But that wouldn't apply at a dojo. I don't know. That's if I go to Japan on business and my wife's not with. No. People, sometimes I wonder if my mother is experiencing dementia. I was talking to her one day at her place, and she referred to me as her brother, and she says, "I remember when mom and dad would leave and you would be in charge of all of us kids." And then, I just kind of, oh boy, what is this? And then she starts to yell and she says, "Where's my mother?" And I'm like, oh God, sis. She's dead. She's dead. No. I didn't do that. She is dead, but yeah, I know. I went to going back to anger, I went to a kid's birthday party. Not by myself. I was with my grandchild and my wife. And there's this other kid that starts hitting my grandson, and I'm right next to it. I'm starting to get a little heated. My grandson starts to sort of say, "Stop, please," something along the lines of, "Stop, leave me alone." And the kid won't stop, and I'm like, "What? Don't intervene. I want my grandson to be able to grapple, right? Just kind of handle the situations, And it wouldn't do any good for me to, get angry and, yell at the kid. But I kind of wanted the kid to explode, if I'm being completely honest, I did. It was terrible. Guys, I have picked up the guitar. I don't know. I can finger A minor really well. Hold on. My guitar is 18 years old. It's cool. You can. All right, everybody. My name's Jeffrey Burton II. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I can finger A minor pretty well.
Oh boy.
My hat is off to you, Jeffrey Burton.
And you're picky about jokes.
Except my own.
That's it. But you know what, Mike? You never want to travel to Japan with Jeffrey, though.
No.
You just wind up having to split the one hand job. It's just not nice.
Take forever to get a cab too.
Right. Well, speaking of one hand job, we've got breaking news, everybody. And I don't want you to panic or anything like that, but it's our on the spot weather report live during Open Mic Comedy Show, ladies and gentlemen. So please welcome on the spot weather report.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Mike. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bending sideways here. We're in the middle of Hurricane Alley here in New York. It's not easy. I know in Colorado you don't get these kind of weather effects. You're just sitting around listening to John Denver records and blowing a bowl or two. But here in Freak Out Weather Report, we got right now 11.2 million New Yorkers freaking out, but only 8.9 Connecticuters. So Hurricane Henri has reduced to a tropical depression and is getting therapy right now. But it's pretty still. We have a lot of problems coming up. We've got fog bank Renoir heading our way, followed closely by heat spell Cezanne and cold snap Monet. And then the next week we're forecasting likely be hit by small shower, Toulouse, Lautrec, and breezy day straw. We were tracking temperate storm Matisse, but right now it's not making much of an impression. The rain's here pretty terrific. We got the giant Auguste Rodin hailstones, followed by massive Charles de Gaulle rain, and of course the mysterious Jean-Paul Sartre wind showers. Yes, indeed. People have been stocking up all day here in New York with their croissant, Vegas, foie gras, soufflés, truffles, creme brulees, crepe Suzette, nifle, and occasionally some flashlights and cigarettes. Yes. Well, I'm gonna go try to. Mike, can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to attempt to do some of my bits here during the storm. First up is this Hollywood new smash blockbuster combined sequel, Jaws Hard. Now I have an O2 tank and a gun. Ho, ho, ho. I hope you enjoyed that one. Okay, and now that Pfizer is officially recognized as a vaccine, we can start our door-to-door vaccines. Although some of our Southern congressmen have been upset about it, that it's going to lead to problems. Here is a reenactment of what might happen with door-to-door vaccines in the South. Ding dong, hello, sir. I'm here to do a door-to-door vaccine. Sorry, I don't want any. Well, then I'm going to have to take your Bible. I'll check and see. No, I only got the Quran here. No, that's okay. We just want a Bible. Well, I'm sorry, out of luck. Well then, sir, we're going to have to take your guns. My Bible and my guns? Yes, sir. How about my flamethrower? No, guns is all we need, sir. Well, I think that's it for my time. Thanks very much. And back to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Special round of applause for Ed going out in this.
All right.
Yes.
That is dedication, ladies and gentlemen. It's just amazing what this guy can do with a camera, a whiteboard, and a sick mind.
Again with the whiteboard. Again with the whiteboard, Mike.
I didn't name it, Chip. You know.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
I didn't name it a whiteboard. Somebody else named it a whiteboard. Okay, let's just call it what it is. A dominant culture board.
A privilege board.
Wow. But terrified of losing its privilege board. How about that? A board that thinks it's better than it is just because it was made a board. How about that? A board that everybody aims at because apparently everything's our fault now. Board.
Ooh, a change of direction.
Yeah, well, you know, I like to go a lot of different ways with my comments.
There's that audience board.
Is there?
Oh,
audience board. This is what I
but
was
I've been
doing
off stage
before.
for like 10 minutes.
That's good,
Let's
Chuck.
hope the audience isn't bored.
Yeah, that's good. No, it was hurtful. You know,
They're not bored of Ed, I'll tell you that.
Hello!
Whoa!
Ed Rice!
Not after that groundbreaking bit of rain in your face. Next time you do it, you should have a bottle with a squeeze, you know, a squeeze bottle.
I loved the wind noise throughout the whole.
Yeah. I like
It takes you, it's so realistic.
Yeah. Takes me back to when I was a weatherman at a television station.
Same thing.
It was exactly like that. We used to have a privilege board too that we would write things on.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's
Didn't you just have to drum the weather to another person on another mountaintop?
Mike's catchphrase was, you know, Everyone talks about the weather, but no one has their slaves do anything about it.
Right. You know, that just implies that I'm a racist. And the line, Chip,
Right, why imply it?
the line, Chip, was
Yeah,
everybody.
it's a little subtle for me.
Everybody talks about the weather,
Mm.
but nobody has the sharecroppers do anything.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm nothing if not a libtard. Hey, you know what? That was our last performer for this evening. I had a really good time. You know what the best?
Yeah.
You know what the best part of the show for everybody was?
Hmm?
When my computer went broke.
You got a round of
That was a-
applause.
You had to do
That
this
was a
show
welcome
without me,
change of
and
pace.
suddenly the jokes started coming thick and fast. So anyway,
Silly photo.
yeah, silly photo. And then if anybody wants to stick around for a few minutes and wonder why the people from India are not with us, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
they're-
what happened?
What happened?
I think they're afraid that we're going to send some people from Afghanistan to live there.
Oh.
Could be.
That,
Could-
of course,
could
would be against the Afghanis' will.
Right.
Mhm.
No, not there, for Christ's sake. They get with the Taliban.
Right. You'd
I
be
thought you
lucky to
said
live with the
Indiana.
Longshores.
Let's put it on a gallery view and do a picture. Man.
So gallery view, and then let's see here. Everybody do
Everybody go get your
But the
turban.
face that you could have.
I like the one Alan just did. Everybody give us this one with Pleasant.
Oh, okay.
Let me do try and fix that. 1, 2, 3. It's awesome. Perfect, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Right. Thank you, YouTube. We're gonna stop the
Bye,
live stream now.
everybody.
Bye.